Hey everybody, John Proulx here. So would you like to learn how to take a basic lead sheet melody and spice it up to make it your own? Well, today I'm going to show you 7 techniques on how to take a basic melody and to spice it up using some different techniques that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you how to write a counter melody that's a reaction to the melody. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to showing you how to do it. So let's get right to it. Alright, so I'm going to show you 7 ways to spice up a melody. And first of all, we're going to start with a basic lead sheet. So this is the way you would see a lead sheet in a fake book, for example, and we chose the song Autumn Leaves because it's a song that we all know, very common jazz standard. So if you see a song like this on a lead sheet, obviously it's very basic in the way it's written. It's meant for you as the piano player to change the rhythms, change the melody a little bit, but for now, it's always good to just look at the melody and play it exactly as is. So we're going to do that right now, just go through and play it as it's written before we go ahead and spice it up. So here's the basic melody like this. And repeats. Take the second ending. Bridge. Perfectly fine, right? It's fine, it's okay. It's the melody as it's written exactly. But as the piano player, as an artist, your job is to take this and to spice it up. So in this next section, I'm going to show you how to spice up a basic melody like Autumn Leaves. All right, now for the fun part. We're going to take this melody that we just played and we're going to spice it up. And there's some different techniques that I have, 7 techniques that I'm going to show you on how to spice up this melody. But first, I'm just going to play through the first 8 bars for you to show you how you might spice up this melody. Go something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So I've added some different techniques that I'm going to show you. We're going to go back to the beginning and we're going to learn this melody together with these different rhythms that I've added. So as you see in your score, there's a melody and a counter melody. Don't worry about the counter melody for right now. We're just going to be focusing on the melody first. The first thing is rhythmic embellishments. That just means you take the basic rhythm of and you change the rhythm a little bit. And because we're in the swing feel, I think it's important to mention that we're in the swing feel, and there are certain rhythms that work best when you're doing the swing rhythm. There's a lot of anticipated rhythm. For example, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So we're anticipating that next measure. It's a very common technique. So I'm going to play through the first 8 bars for you. I'm going to be counting along, and then I'll have you join me the second time. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, 3, 4, off. Try that with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Great. So I also want to mention in bar 33, there's something called repeated notes. And what that means is in the original melody, it just goes like that, right? So one technique is to repeat the notes. So you can go, you hear how I repeated that C sharp and actually the B too. So we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's a technique where you're taking the basic melody of, which is just 3 notes, and you're repeating the first 2 notes like that. So it's a nice technique that you can use. All right, so now I'm going to play the second 8 bars. This is how the second 8 bars of Autumn Leaves sound with these different techniques. It goes like this. 1, 2. So let's go back and look at that. What kind of techniques am I using here? Well, the first thing, as you see in bar 35, something called ghost notes. And ghost notes, you'll see that little X there on that rhythm there. Ghost notes, they're also called swallowed notes, and it's just where you play it, but you barely play it. You go like this. It's like a faint, you can kind of faintly hear that. And that's just a feel thing. You hear that a lot in trumpet players, for example, they go, it's like a swallowed note. Or if I was scat singing, I go, it's like a n sound, a ghosted or swallowed sound. So that's the first technique there. Then we have this chromatic embellishment, which just means that we have chromatically going down there, chromatic embellishment. Here's another ghost note here. And then we have this rhythmic sequence. When we learn the counter melody, has this rhythmic sequence that has the same rhythm, ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. So those are the techniques used here. Let's go through, and I'm going to play it through once slowly, and then I'll have you join me the second time, and I'll count out the beats. So it goes like this. This is bar 35. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Let's try it together. So this is pickups to measure 36. Measure 35 here. Ready? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Cool. All right, so now we're at the bridge. Let me play through the bridge, how it sounds, and then we're going to break it down and have you play it. So it goes like this. This is starting at the bridge. Pickups to the bridge. This is bar 43. It goes like this. 1, 2. Nice. There's some cool things in there. Also a really cool little triplet rhythm that we're going to go over. Okay, so I'll count it out for you first, and then I'll have you play with me the second time. So here's the pickups to measure 44. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, and but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, cool. So let's look at bar 49 a second so we can get this rhythm. That's a triplet there. That's an eighth note triplet. So the triplets are 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. So that's how we count that last triplet. We go 1 and 2, 3 and triplet 1. Again, 1 and 2, 3 and triplet 1. So when we get to that, that's how you play that, all right? Cool, let's go through and play it together. Pickups to letter B. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, and triplet 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Very cool. All right, so it's getting exciting here. We're moving on to the next section. I'll play it for you, and then we'll get into how to play it here. So it goes like this. Pickups to bar 52. 1, 2. Nice. All right, cool. Let's go back and check it out. So the rhythm pickups to 52, it goes like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... So again, we're using some rhythmic changing here in terms of the rhythms. We also have some different chromatic lines there, even just the pickups to bar 52, right? And so the original melody goes da da da. So we're going da 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 da. So that's a little bit of that repeated note idea we talked about earlier. And then this at bar 53, that's a chromatic lead into the melody there. So some really interesting techniques here. Let's try it together now. Pickups to bar 52. So we go 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and awesome. Okay, cool. Now let's go back and play the whole thing together. I'm going to play in my left hand some chords, some rootless voicings. You're more than welcome to try that as well, but go ahead and just play the melody as written. I'm going to play both the melody and some chords in my left hand. Let's try that. Here we go, from the top. Cool, so as you notice in my left hand I was playing some rootless voicings. If you'd like to learn more about rootless voicings, we have a couple courses in Piano with Jonny where we talk about rootless voicings on Autumn Leaves, so you can go ahead and check those out. But for right now, just feel free to play the melody, single note melody in the right hand. All right, so next up we're going to learn the counter melody. So first of all, what is a counter melody? Well, the counter melody is a kind of response to the melody or reaction to the melody. So the melody goes, and then you have so it's a answer or a reaction to the melody, and oftentimes it's targeting different parts of the chord that's about to happen next. So in the first example, it's targeting the third of the D7, and then targeting the third of the C, and then targeting the third of the B7, and then the E minor is targeting the sixth. So it's also something that you might hear if you're at a jazz concert and you're hearing a sax player, for example, playing behind a melody, right? That's called a counter melody or reaction to the melody. It's a lot of fun to do. So let's break it down. I'm going to play it through the first time. I'm going to count out the rhythms and then have you join me the second time. We'll just do the first 8 bars. It goes like this. So ba-do-da-da, 1, 2, ba-do-da-do-da, ba-da-da-da, 1, 2, ba-da-do-da, ba-do-da-da, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and boom, ba-do-da-do, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Pretty cool, right? So let's try that together. The counter melody. I'll sing the pickups to the melody so you can hear how it goes. So it's 1, 2, ba-do-da-da, 1, 2, ba-ba-da-do-da, ba-ba-do-ba-da-da, and 3, 4, and ba-da-ba-da, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and ba-ba-da-da-da, 2, 3, and 4, and... I love that last one. So cool, that chromatic going up to the 6. Very cool. All right, great. So the next section goes like this. Bo-da-da-do-da, 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 bo-da-da-do-da. So notice that what happens with the counter melody too is that it doesn't get in the way of the melody. It's like you hear the melody and then you hear the counter melody. It's not like they're colliding. They're really, it's an interplay of sorts. So let's try that together. I'm going to first just sing it through with the rhythms, and then we'll try it the second time. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. I know there's some ledger lines down there. It's B, A, G, F sharp, A, G, targeting the third of the E minor chord. All right, let's go back and try it together. This starting at letter A, measure 36. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 2, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. Cool. All right, great. Next up, we have the bridge, and I'll play it for you. It's a reaction to the melody. So the melody goes do do da do da 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 ba do do da 1, 2, 3 and 4 and da do da 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 da. So some really interesting things on this one too. Similar techniques as before, right? We have a little bit of chromatic embellishment at bar 48, and even right there, right, that chromaticism. And so let's go back to the beginning of the bridge, and I'll count it out for you. So it goes do do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 ba do do da 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 2 ba do do da 1, 2, 3, 4 and ba ba da ba da 1, 2, 3 and 4 and what I love about bar 48 is that you hear this G sharp going down to the D7. So even though it's an A minor 7, I'm kind of changing the harmony by making this a minor major 7, and then to the minor 7, and then to the third of the D7. Isn't that cool? Ba, ba, da. And even on this G major 7, we have the major 7, and then the dominant 7 to the third. So we're really kind of affecting the harmony as well with these counterlines, which is great. Okay, let's try it together. Pickups to the bridge. So we have bum bum 1, 2, 3, 4 and ba do da da 1, 2, 3 and 4 and ba do da 1, 2, 3, 4 and ba ba da ba da 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. All right, great. So the last 4 bars of this, in terms of the counter melody, goes like this. Ba 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 do da ba ba do da ba ba. Again, that very last measure with those ledger lines, those last 2 measures, it's B, A, G, F sharp, G, A, E, and it ends on the root at the very end. And I kind of did that on purpose because I really wanted to add a sense of finality at the end by ending on the root, on that E. All right, great. Let's go back. And what's interesting too, I wanted to mention a couple techniques. So we have this something called a melodic sequence. A sequence just means it's a small rhythmic idea, it could be a melodic idea that's repeated. And it could be the exact notes or rhythms, or it could be different notes or rhythms. This one, we have the same rhythm, but different notes. But it's sequence in that we're going around the circle of fifths. We have this E minor 7 to A7. So we're going 7, 3, 3 of the A, and then we have 7, 3, 3. So it's both a melodic and a rhythmic sequence there at bar 54 and 55. Okay, great. So now let me count it through for you, and then we'll play it together. So it goes da, da, ba, 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 da. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Cool. All right, now let's go back and play it together. So again, pickups to bar 52. Ba-do-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, ba-do-da-da-da. 1, 2 and 3, ba-ba, da-da, da-da-da, let's go through and play the whole thing together. And now we have a special surprise for you. We have Carl Rustad on trumpet, who's going to be playing the melody as we play the counter melody. So let's try that together. It's going to be a lot of fun. Here we go. Cool, that was a lot of fun. So counter melodies are really important because it allows you to react to somebody playing a melody. And it gives you this other melodic direction that you can take as almost a form of improvisation. Now, I wrote this counter melody for you as practice, but really this whole exercise is meant for you to make these your own, to take the melody and to create your own version of the melody rhythmically and using a lot of these techniques, as well as this counter melody idea of targeting these different chord tones, changing the rhythms. So really you can just have a lot of fun with it. So we've played the melody, we've played the counter melody. Now a great challenge, if you're up for it, is to take both the melody and the counter melody and either play them in one hand like this, or to put them in either hand. For example, you have the melody maybe up an octave, and then the left hand play the counter melody. So either way is cool. I'm going to show you the way to just do this in your right hand, almost as if you were comping like that, right? So you can hold the melody note as you're playing the counter melody. So let's try that with the track, and feel free to try it with both hands or just play one or the other. It's up to you, whatever you're up for. We're going to try this together. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So playing it together like that is, I don't know if you've ever heard of the piano player Brad Meldau or Fred Hirsch, but they play this almost Bach counterpoint Baroque kind of style where you don't even really have a chord that you're playing. You're just playing these two, you have the melody and the counter melody, and together they create harmony by the way that they're moving. So it's really a lot of fun. It's a different way of playing, right, than we usually do where we play the chord or we play the melody. It's playing two melodies together, and it can be really fun.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the lesson, be sure to check out pianowithjonny.com. We have over 1,000 step-by-step lessons for all playing levels, where you'll learn your favorite songs, styles, and how to improvise at the piano. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.